French lilac is one of the first ingredients I decided was going to go in and be a foundation for the serum. So French lilac has been known for a long time in France as a product that you could put on your face. So we've put in French lilac. We've put in really large amounts of French lilac into this. So we've developed a unique way of extracting the key ingredients from French lilac, and we've used that in the EpiGen serum. And it really has potent activity when it's used at the amount we're using it at. So peptides are interesting chemicals. So they're, all the proteins in our body are actually what we call polypeptides. So peptides are completely natural. Peptides have thousands of different roles within our body. And when we refer to peptides in face products and such, we're talking about very small chains of peptides, amino acids. And they're there for a specific function. And that might be that it's there to help some of the active ingredients penetrate further into our cells, into our skin. But they're also there to attach the signaling molecules on our skin cells. And those signaling molecules will then induce the production of favorable other proteins and other products, such as collagen and elastin. So they're really important, and they really were a breakthrough when they moved into the skin, and they are used quite extensively in medicine now, and they're there for a function. So they're not like steroids. They work differently, and they're very specific to what they want to do, and that's to stimulate healthier cells, stimulate more collagen and elastin production. Niacinamide is a really important component of the DNA repair that our cells in our skin have to do every day. It's broken down to a compound called NAD+, and NAD+ drops as we get older, the levels in each one of our cells. It's one of the key markers of aging, associated with aging. And what we're just doing there is restoring that levels of NAD+ back to their normal levels. Now, you might hear of all different chemicals with similar sounding names. They all just feed into different parts of that pathway. They all have different, some are more stable than others, and some are brought into cells by different means than others. But they all ultimately are designed to have the same impact on the cell, and that's to produce more NAD+. They are similar chemicals. They're all based off of the same chemical structure, but they are slightly different. They both have similar impacts within the cell, but they are slightly different. They all ultimately are the same impact, or roughly the same impact. They do have slightly different what we call physiological effects. If we put nicotinamide on its own into our cells, it's a little bit of an overload. It's a very short-lived chemical, so it'll give you a quick burst, and then it'll disappear after a period of time. Nicotinamide riboside and nicotinamide mononucleotide are much longer-lived compounds, and they're taken into the cells and then converted to NAD+. So you get a lot longer protection over that period. You get a more even protection over that period. You don't get this massive burst necessarily. So what we've done in the serum is really to do a combination. So put a little bit of nicotinamide in there so that we get initial response while the nicotinamide riboside or mononucleotide is then converted into nicotinamide within the cell. So retinol and other products like retinol, they're just vitamin A. Retinol itself is not really active. It's actually broken down to retinoic acid in your skin. And it's the retinoic acid that's really powerful antioxidant. It induces good things like collagen production and elastin production. So there are reports out there that retinol does improve acne. It would be mild acne it would help with. However, the weight of evidence behind it isn't quite supported yet by a full clinical trial. So it's really more qualitative feedback that we're receiving that retinol does improve acne. And as I said before, retinol, which is broken down to retinoic acid, it does help with aging because it really does cause the cells in the skin to produce more collagen and more elastin. And obviously that has an effect on fine wrinkles on the skin. So palmitate is actually just a stabilizer of vitamin A. So it's just put in there to stabilize the vitamin and stop it breaking down. So it just increases how long that active compound is active for. So turmeric, you know, we often think that plants are the sources of food, and they are, right? We eat a large plant-based diet. But we got to think that a large proportion of our medicines out there just now are natural products. They've come from plants, they've come from other biological sources, and their biological nature. So biology has hundreds of billions of different chemicals in there. And they do purposes to protect their genetic code, a lot of these, in the same way we do, or protect them from viruses, or protect them from different things. And so it's an actual treasure trove out there. And it's just finding these products is the big thing. So turmeric is a plant that's been used in curry. And it's been used to control bacteria. That's its purpose. That's why they put it in there, because they can make the dinner and leave it for a period of time in a warm climate when they didn't have fridges or other ways of keeping it. Now, turmeric has two functions. Turmeric is actually, the product's active in turmeric is curcumin. You know, if you want to avoid turmeric, just have the curcumin. I think curcumin makes up maybe 30% of turmeric or whatever. So so just go straight to curcumin, right? And that's exactly what we did. Went straight to curcumin. Now, curcumin has two great things, and what it does, it controls bacteria, and it's an antioxidant, a potent antioxidant. Now, oxygen is our DNA's nemesis. It's the thing that causes damage to our genetic code. So every one of our cells get damaged about 30,000. The genetic code is damaged about 30,000 times every day in every one of our cells. Oxygen is the main cause of that damage. Our DNA does not like oxygen. And it's pretty bad because we breathe it and we live in an oxygen environment. So our body has antioxidants. It keeps its genetic code away from the oxygen that the cell uses. But nevertheless, there's still damage occurs. Turmeric is a way of removing those oxygen. Now, our skin is in an oxygen environment. It's the most at-risk organ that we have. It's a huge area. And so if you put turmeric, it reduces oxygen, controls the bacteria, and has really beneficial effects to your skin. So macadamia is macadamia oil we primarily use in our day defense cream, and it's just a really nice oil to go into that day cream and to form that barrier with our skin. So it protects us from the free radicals, as I talked before, but also forms another barrier which is going to stop moisture loss from our skin during the day, which can give us dry looking skin, and also forms a barrier to protect us from the outside. So it stops water leaving us. It stops dangerous chemicals and poisons and free radicals from getting into our skin in the first place. Our skin naturally produces oils, but as we get older, that natural process actually starts to not work as well as it should do. So we're just kind of restoring that natural oils to the skin, and macadamia is an ideal oil to do that with. So witch hazel, again, it's a natural product. It was really picked because of its chemicals called flavonoids that it contains, and those flavonoids are mopping up free radicals. So we put it in the toner really to be a really potent free radical mop, so that when you tone your skin, you're removing all those free radicals that are causing you the issues that damage your skin. So we put squalene into the day defense cream, and it has a number of beneficial properties. Number one, and I keep on mentioning this with other products in there, it mops up free radicals. It's out there to mop up oxygen and oxygen products on our skin and remove those as they come into our skin. on a daily basis. It's also actually a pretty good antibacterial agent and an antiviral agent. So it comes in there, really helps the microflora on our skin, but also is an antioxidant, and that's why we put it in the day cream, to protect you from those free radicals that you're getting exposed to all day. So cucumber is actually associated with being good, particularly around the eyes. Again, it's got like vitamin K in there, but it's got antioxidants in there. And it can actually reduce puffiness in the eyes. So that's why we often see people with cucumbers on their eyes, because you're showing the signs of baggy eyes or whatever, cucumber will help relieve some of those signs. Aloe vera, it has a number of beneficial properties. You know, it's an antioxidant, and as being an antioxidant, it can actually make the cells produce more collagen. So it's associated with that. But it's also associated with a really cooling effect. You know, you put aloe vera on when you have sunburn, and that's because it really takes the heat away from that sunburn. So it feels nice to put on if you have aloe vera in there, and it has some beneficial properties such as being an antioxidant. Naringenin is a really potent antioxidant. It's something we find in plants, such as tomatoes, and it mops up free radicals, it mops up oxygen. So our DNA doesn't like oxygen. You know, it's a bit of a problem because we live in an oxygen environment, we breathe oxygen, we need oxygen to make energy in our bodies, but it can actually damage our genetic code. And so what we're doing there is we're kind of mopping up, using it to mop up free radicals that are on our skin, mop up the oxygen, it's penetrating our skin. It also has other beneficial properties. It's known to be an antimicrobial, and it's known to be an antiviral agent. What it is, it's a natural product of the skin. It's got one job in the skin. It absorbs a lot of moisture and retains that moisture within the skin. So it really gives you body to your skin. And it retains moisture in the skin. That's its primary purpose. It's a slightly sticky substance when it's pure, but it's completely natural. It's something we all have in our skin, and we can add to that, obviously.